You know, if you haven't heard, the XFL is coming back in early 2023 with kickoff set for February 18th. The league is being run by an ownership group headed up by co-owners Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Dany Garcia. There's going to be 8 teams located in Arlington, Texas, Houston, San Antonio, Washington, D.C., Orlando, Seattle, St. Louis, and Las Vegas. Now, training camps are set to start in just 1 month in Arlington. That'll be the hub. Today, the league announced it has partnered with Under Armour as its official uniform partner and unveiled their new uniforms for the 2023 season.
The XFL is back in February 2023 with a brand new identity and look. For the 8 teams, each has a dynamic logo and distinct team identity that aligns with its community's culture. The Lone Star State will be home to the Arlington Renegades, Houston Roughnecks, and the new franchise, San Antonio Brahmas. The Brahmas will embrace the vaquero history with a cracked horn texture featured throughout. Out east are the DC Defenders and newly formed Orlando Guardians. The forest green with hyper green gives a vibrancy to the paradise of Orlando. Returning franchises Seattle Sea Dragons and St. Louis Battlehawks will be proudly repping their cities with fresh new logos for the relentless fan bases. Last but certainly not least are the Vegas Vipers. The third new team of the XFL will rep a powerful red-fanged V logo and snakeskin pattern for the lively city. Tune in on February 18th, 2023 on ESPN, ABC, and FX to see these threads in action.
You know what they say, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. So happy to be joined by XFL Chairwoman and owner Dany Garcia and an old friend, Anthony Becht, head coach St. Louis Battlehawks. First of all, welcome to Bristol. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The uniform unveil is always exciting because fans get to see what their team's going to be wearing. And Dany, I want to start with you with this one. When your team went into this, what was the goal of the design with all 8 of these uniforms?
Well, you know, we went into this obviously with partnership with Under Armour, incredible partners, but the goal here was uniforms that really connected our athletes to their cities and also uniforms that were just spectacular. We wanted them to feel good. We spent so much time on the detail and breaking it down and elevating and making sure there was storytelling. And the result, I think, is phenomenal.
We were just talking about it a second ago. During the piece, I wanted to pick my favorite, but I couldn't. But, Coach, I'm going to hop in with you real quick here because that is your team uniform right there, the Battlehawks all blue. What do you make of the look?
I love it. You know, first, it was such a smart move by Dany and her team to keep the logo in place. They streamlined it, cleaned it up, but I love the font that they use, the colors, just, everything about it just screams St. Louis. I know the fans are screaming because that's the #1 fan base in all the XFL, and I know they're really excited to see it.
So one of the unique things on these uniforms, I'm going to try to execute this on a camera on a tight shot here. It says blood, sweat, respect. Let me see if I can get the collar up. There we go. Blood, sweat, respect in the collar of every single uniform of every team. Dany, why is that in there?
You know, well, Dwayne and I wanted a special mantra. We wanted a message to our athletes. We wanted to sort of galvanize around the idea that we have. We say blood, sweat, the first 2 you give, respect, the last one you earn. And that has guided our lives, that has guided our build out, and we wanted to align with our athletes and make sure that they felt that because they're going to give their all, we're going to give our all, but at the end of the day, they're going to respect themselves, they're going to respect the game, and the world's going to respect
They're
them.
going to know inside the uniform every week that they strap it up, that's in there. And, Coach, that leads me to the next question to you. When you have that inside your jersey, we know what the XFL is all about. What is going to make, in your mind, the proper XFL player?
Well, I think the players are going to be hungry, #1. That's the main thing. You see these guys at the showcases and all the different events that we did when we actually had these events to watch them train. You saw their dedication, their drive. I mean, I've been pretty active on social media. I can't even tell you how many players from all phases everywhere have hit me up and just want to get those eyeballs because they have a chip on their shoulder. They've been overlooked. This is the league of opportunity. Dany says it all the time, and to have that ability to pick players now, bring them on the field, and join us from the ground up is really exciting.
And you mentioned the League of Opportunity. It really is, because you're going to know a lot of these players' names based on college football, based on their time in the NFL. Dany, what does it mean to give some of these players an opportunity to give football another run?
You know, well, for all of us at the XFL, Dwayne, Redbird Capital, our coaches, our executive staff, it means everything. It's what drives us. You know, we bring the opportunity, they bring the dreams. Every play matters, every moment matters. And to be a part of that and then to deliver that experience to our fans, it's incredible.
And we were talking prior to the training camp situation's pretty unique. All teams will meet in Arlington and they will do a training camp together. First, Dany, what went into the decision to kind of hold camp in this form?
So it's our XFL hub, which we're holding in Arlington. Incredible city, incredible partnership. But really, we wanted to make sure that our players had the best access to training, to medical care, technology. We wanted to make sure everyone was experiencing what the XFL culture feels like. We wanted to make sure our coaches were supported, and for our production partners, our partnership with Disney, ESPN, having that hub allows us to create content 24/7 and bring the fans closer to the game.
Look, you've been in training camps. You know what it's all about. How does this training camp, in your mind, what does this do for you as a coach to kind of prepare for the season?
I think it's great, you know, to have the best facilities to be at, practice facilities, our hotel setup, everything that we're doing, it's very player-centric. One thing the message has always been from the top down is about our fan bases and about our players. And when we stay in line with that, this whole setup with the hub is a great idea. So to have the health, the safety, the performance, everyone there, the doctors, all the medical staff, the player engagement that we're going to offer these players to be in a one-stop shop in Arlington's incredible. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
You know, when you look at the markets of every XFL franchise, I ID St. Louis because it's such a good sports town. You're the head coach there. We know they're a passionate fan base. You touched on it a second ago. How has this experience been for you, being named the head coach and just being immersed in that city?
Well, first, it's not good. It's great, man. I mean, this is the #1 fan base in all of sports, in my opinion. I've been able to go up there several times the last couple months, and I get pulled and prodded and stopped, and you see some of the old gear and some of the T-shirts, and everybody was in it. I mean, whether it was before the game, after the game, the face paintings, the designs they brought, it was a family experience. And we probably were, even though we were the #1 fan base from an attendance standpoint, my hashtag since day one has been fill the top. I want that upper deck full, and it's just great. You see the passion. They love their players, and they're going to love the players that we drafted. I can't wait to introduce them to them, see the character, the drive, and be happy about putting those players' names on the back of their jerseys.
Now, you and I go back, but you understand on the broadcast, I got to be fair.
Yeah.
So ball plays if you call a bad ball play.
Bring it. Yeah, let's go. Come on down. Well, see, you got the protection of space in the press box. You don't actually get to stand next to me, which would be nice. That would be fun as well.
We'll have some fun no matter what. It's going to be a great football season. And Dany, between today and the start of kickoff, what should fans be waiting to hear from you in the XFL?
Oh, we continue our rollout until camp, which begins in January, obviously. We have schedule announcements, so we have more fan engagement. We have, a cadence of announcement that continues until we get to that January date.
May I get a brief tease on the schedule announcement? Do you have the date, or is that top secret?
In the next coming weeks.
There you go.
It's very close.
That was just enough. So we know in the next coming weeks, we'll know your team's schedule. I cannot wait for this kickoff February 18th. So good seeing you in Bristol. Cannot wait to see this thing roll out in the coming months.